So what constitutes a witch, dude? Is it just like an emo bitch? Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft in colonial Massachusetts between February 1692 and May 1693. More than 200 people were accused. 30 were found guilty, 19 of whom were executed by hanging. Of those 19, 14 were women, 5 were men. The future is female, boys. One other man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death by refusing to plead, and at least 5 people died in jail. Giles Corey, what's pressed to death mean? He refused to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. He was subjected to pressing in an effort to force him to plead, the only example of such sanction in American history, and died 3 days later of this torture. Let's see. Pressing. Death by crushing or pressing is a method of execution that has a history during which the techniques used vary greatly from place to place. Oh, cute. So you can get a different kind of one like in New York as you can in Boston. It's like pizza. Generally involved the placement of intense weight upon a person with the intent to kill. So just squeezing a motherfucker, huh? That's not nice. That's not even like a little nice. Sorry, Giles. Or Giles. And I mean, the main culprit of this, let's call a spade here. Because that's what I do. Mr. fucking Truth. You know? I pull no punches. Sorry, I'm picking my teeth because I had Chinese food today because I'm a depressed piece of shit. And I don't know what it is, but Chinese food, fucking Jesus Christ, guys. It gets in your teeth. It gets in your teeth. I've been battling with this piece of chicken in my fucking tooth for like 3 hours. I will be victorious. I will fucking win. Don't you fucking worry. But yeah. Oh, and for like the people that have hit me up, like, oh man, bro, you alright? You sounded depressed in like one of your other videos, blah blah blah. I appreciate the concerns and the messages. It's very nice of you. And the question is, oh, bro, you alright? No, I'm not alright. I'm not. I'm over here now. What do you want me to do? No, I'm fine. I'm fucking working it out. But I'm not saying that to be rude to the people who have hit me up. It's just me being me and thinking out loud. I'm good. I'm as good as you could possibly hope for, right? I'm still here. We still kicking, baby. You know what I mean? Team House is going good. Dirtbag History will be going great if you guys liked and subscribed and rated or reviewed if you're listening to us on any of the podcast platforms. And of course, spread it. Spread it like fucking genital warts, man. You know what I mean? Who doesn't love genital warts? It's fucking summertime. It's like gonna pop. Just you wait, guys. So anyway, Salem witch trials. I wish I was a fucking wizard. Or I guess a male. What's a male witch? It sounds like a sandwich. Like some kind of like sandwich that was concocted by a PR firm for like, Subway or something. Get your man witch now. So yeah, Salem witch trials. What is a male witch? Hold on. What is... Okay, not typing. Good. No. That's fine. What is a male witch called? Is it warlock? Wizards. I want to be a wizard. I want to be a wizard. Is there a school for this? Oh yeah, Hogwarts. Hello. Fuck. It'd be dope being a fucking real deal wizard, no? Anyway, Salem witch trials. So this is where a crazy part where more than 200 people were accused, 19 were killed. Oh, no. I dropped my fucking toothpick on the floor. This was like my fucking anxiety pillow. Oh, God. It's all fuck. So Giles Corey got squished, which is crazy. The central figure in the whole rigmarole was Mary Walcott. She was like, I guess... Let's be frank here. The central figure was the mass hysteria that this caused in colonial America. about like Satanism and witchcraft and how these people are evil, and that just, that always comes back down to organized religion's fucking stupid. It's dumb. It's just dumb. The episode in one of this episode, Salem Witch Trials, is one of colonial America's most notorious cases of mass hysteria. It has been used in political rhetoric and popular literature as a vivid cautionary tale about the dangers of isolationism, religious extremism, false accusations, and lapses in due process. All bad things. I'm not an expert, but those all sound like bummers. It was not unique, but in colonial America, for example, nope, can't read. It was not unique, but a colonial American example of much broader phenomenon of the witch trials in the early modern period, which also took place in Europe. You guys ever been to Europe? It's quite nice. Many historians consider the lasting effects of the trials to have been highly influential in subsequent United States history. According to historian George Lincoln Burr, quote, "The Salem witchcraft was the rock on which theocracy shattered." I mean, my guy, let's not act like theocracy's fucking dead and buried here. You know what I mean? Like, let's really not act like that. You guys, you get me fucking crazy and red hot, and I'm going to start talking about modern politics. Because, my dude, we got a whole fucking party, or a minimum, very minimum, and I'm being fucking generous here. At least half of that party is theocratic in nature. I'm not talking about the Democrats, okay? Just in case we're fucking worried about that. You know what I mean? Half the Republican fucking base are crazy evangelicals. That if they had their fucking way, we'd be in fucking Gilead right now, fucking getting butt fucked or whatever they do in Gilead. Not that there's anything wrong with being butt fucked. If you like your butt fucked, respect to you. Theocracy shattered. Hilarious. What a fucking joke. No offense, George. My bad, bro. I know you're a historian, but I am also a fucking historian, alright? So suck on my asshole. It's so interesting because, like, only people died. It's a bummer because, like, their witches aren't really real. Like, they're not really from Satan because it just doesn't, it's not real. Like, God isn't real. Neither are witches, right? Like, I guess you can be a witch. I don't want to offend the witches out there. Sorry, witches. And the wizards, of course, because I was going to make a gender joke, but I lost it. I lost the thread because it's late and I slept today and I had fucking Chinese food. It's laundry day and I'm wearing this little ass shirt and it's annoying the shit out of me. I did yoga. I've been trying to eat right. I still feel like a fat fuck. I'm still going to keep grinding because what the fuck else we're going to do? There's nothing else we can do besides grind and try and get skinny. And maybe one day I'll get laid. I mean, I'm not really worried about getting laid. It's not that hard. And I'm a short, fat guy. And it's literally not that hard. But a little bit more than getting laid. It's not just about sex. Because, like, sex only lasts, like, what? 2 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, at least for me. Like, that's my personal best, 2 minutes. So, like, afterwards, you gotta have, like, kind of, like, shit to talk about, right? Like, that's kind of what it's all about. So, anyway, what was I talking about? I don't even know. Salem witch trials. Republicans are trash. They're theocratic in nature. If they could, they would fucking eradicate every other religion besides fucking the one that Joseph Smith or whoever the fucking evangelical guy made up. Because, you know Jesus Christ was actually American, guys. You know that, right? You know that he was born in the South somewhere. To a beautiful Aryan woman. I'm losing the thread here, guys. And you know what? I don't care. Why don't I care? Because I got clear fucking frame glasses on. Why do I have clear frame glasses? Because that's just how it is, bro. I pull them off. And even if I don't pull them off and people think I don't pull them off, it doesn't matter. Because I think I could pull them off. So, go fuck yourselves. Anyway. So like the craziest thing is like 19 people died from this. And another 5 died being in jail. Like, relative terms of human suffering and death and all the rigmarole, the whole deal with that, it's relatively small compared to, like, grand scheme of, like, we've heard about Salem witch trials. There's been books, TV shows, like the works. And it wasn't like this mass fucking roundup like a Holocaust kind of thing. And it's so interesting because we still remember it today. And I was talking to a person who like gets this shit. She's pretty sharp, like, and she said it's like got to do with like the religious extremism that was going on in colonial America, which is hilarious too, because like isn't the whole MO about like America's so great or we're so great because everybody left because they didn't want to get religiously persecuted, but meanwhile you want to fucking throw some sage around and shit and do some seance shit while you guys are 69 or whatever kind of crazy shit you're into, and you get fucking squished to death. They fucking squished the guy, bro. They pressed this guy to death, bro. And the other ones were hanged. I mean, that's not religious freedom. I'm not an expert or anything, but that doesn't seem like religious freedoms to me. And I think this all stemmed from like the craziness that went down in Europe, obviously, and there was this fucking weirdo fucking Catholic priest guy called Heinrich Kramer. And he wrote this book called Malleus Maleficarum, which is translated to Hammer of Witches, and it's the best known treatise of witchcraft. I didn't know what treatise meant either, but I guess it means, I looked it up because I'm well researched on this show, and what it means is like it's like the guy who went like super deep on the subject of witchcraft, and if you think about it, like, and how to deal with it and like his opinions about it, basically, because it's not like a subjective. Is it subjective or objective? Why is my brain not working today? It's very much subjective because this guy's a Catholic clergyman. So you think this guy's gonna be fucking straight and fucking fair with witchcraft? No, he's not gonna be, and he wasn't. It was first published in the German city of Speyer in 1486. This is like 250 years before the Salem witch trials that went down in Massachusetts. So this shit was popping off in Europe, because over there they're fucking crazy. It's the same fucking religion with Christianity, and they gotta just kill themselves. They kill each other. I don't understand it, bro. I get it. You want to kill Muslims or Jews, I guess? Don't do it, obviously. But back then, when they were fucking psychopaths, no, they have to kill other Christians. And then the people that, believe in putting fucking, incense or burning incense and doing seances. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Anyway, I digress. The Malleus Maleficarum, the Hammer of Witches, the book by this rat fuck Heinrich Kramer, written in Latin, which is cool because no one fucking reads Latin anymore, which is awesome. It endorses extermination of witches, and for this purpose develops a detailed legal and theological theory, which is hilarious. It has been described as the compendium of literature in demonology of the 15th century. Compendium. I like that word. The top theologians of the Inquisition at the faculty of Cologne condemned the book as recommending unethical and illegal procedures, as well as being inconsistent with Catholic doctrines and demonology. Did they slip that in there to be like, oh no, see, like the people from the Inquisition, they weren't about this. They didn't really like fucking, exterminating witches. The Malleus elevates sorcery to the criminal status of heresy and recommends the secular courts prosecute it as such. The Malleus suggests torture to effectively obtain confessions and the death penalty as the only certain remedy against evils of witchcraft. At the time of the publication, heretics were frequently punished by being burned alive at the stake. I mean, guys, can we relax for fuck's sake? Oh my god. And the Malleus encouraged the same treatment of witches. The book had a strong influence on culture for several centuries, as we saw 2.5 centuries later in the Salem witch trials. The book was later used by royal courts during the Renaissance. You think we're Renaissance time, like, is when we're like, really stepping up and like, evolving as a fucking civilization and like having great successes in terms of like progression, whether it's scientifically or whatever else. But it was used during the Renaissance and contributed to an increasingly brutal prosecution of witchcraft during the 16th and 17th century. Kramer, who wrote the malice following his expulsion from the Innsbruck by a local bishop due to the charges of illegal behavior against Kramer himself and because of Kramer's obsession with the sexual habits of one of the accused, Helena Schruberin, which led the other tribunal members to suspend the trial. What the fuck? So this guy was like a fucking dirtbag. This guy was like a sexual pest to this poor lady, Helena. And what'd she do? She fucked around a little bit? Big fucking deal. Stood trial, Wicks accused. So Helena, she stood trial accused of witchcraft in 1485. Her trial and acquittal led to the Malleus Maleficarum, which was published 2 years later. So this dude, okay, so this guy was obviously fucking super rock hard about this broad, Helena. Let's call a spade here. He's a fucking Catholic priest after all. And like him being obsessed with a woman, you know, and not a fucking little boy is probably the most normal fucking thing a Catholic priest has done in a fucking while. Let's be real. So this guy was all about Helena. She was probably into some crazy S&M shit, which, you know, you don't have to judge, baby. It's what it is. And Helena went on trial, was acquitted, and that led this fucking stunad, this fucking incel. It's probably the first fucking incel recorded history to write this stupid book about, you know, witches being fucking evil and shit and they need to be exterminated, which lasted throughout the life. I'm fucking talking about it right now. Some dumb fucking idiot, that's me, is talking about it right now. Also on the Wikipedia page, just like a little aside here, and yeah, I'm reading from the Wikipedia page, bro. Suck my ass, okay? Fuck you. Sorry, that was bad. Anyway, on the Wikipedia page, I guess the Salem witch trial is part of a series on Puritans, and this Puritan statue in fucking Springfield, Massachusetts, that was built in 1887, called the Puritan. This guy, I don't think there's a douche alive that looks more the part than this fucking dweeb in his statue, with his fucking coat, his fucking stupid hat. He doesn't have a coat. He's got like the shawls. What do you call it? A fucking cape. His cloak, that's what they call him. And when you call it a cloak and you don't live in like Game of Thrones time, you're a fucking dweeb. Okay? When you refer to your fucking cape as a cloak. And he's got a big book. I'm assuming that's the fucking that's the Bible, right? I mean, that's like their fucking book. Anyway, just a little aside for everybody. Hey guys, what's up? I changed my shirt. I hope that's okay. I didn't like my other shirt. It's so tiny, like. It's like for a twink. I'm not a twink. I'm a fatso. Alright, so like I'm sitting here, you know. And I have a friend who knows this shit. Like she's fucking sharp as shit with this. And she doesn't want to Zoom with me because she's a bitch. Okay, so we're doing the Salem witch trials. You talked about fucking Malleus Maleficarum. That guy's a fucking Mr. Heinrich. Heinrich fucking Kramer. That jamoke who was like fucking super hot for Helena Schwaberin. He got pissed, wrote this book. It's like Hitler. He got pissed, wrote this fucking book, and the book, I guess, went fucking viral in those times, and it spread everywhere. They were doing witch trials, killing witches, witchcraft, supernatural shit. They got scared of that shit. Oh, I don't know if this is copyrighted. Hey guys, I'm back. I don't know if I think I mentioned that I had a new shirt. Fuck you. You know what I mean? I was just listening to some fucking back to the 80s retro wave, a synth wave, chillware retro wave mix to try and calm myself down. Usually when I do this stuff and I'm talking by myself in a room, it's not that easy. And like when I go off on diatribes, my one goal is usually some truth, obviously, to it, but the number one goal is to try and make it funny, right? And sometimes when I'm going off, like, yeah, I might hit some funny, but like sometimes I just fucking hate what I say, and I get into a mood where it's like I don't even want to do this. I don't know why anybody listens to this shit. Like, I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, I'll just go be a fucking bank teller, do that for 5 years, and then, suck face with a shotgun or something. Like, it's tough. It's fucking weird, and I'm just trying to talk about the fucking Salem witch trials. That's it. That's it, baby. I feel like I had some good shit. These things are broken, and they're annoying. And I hear hear the AC. Can you guys hear the AC from the other room? I hope not. Nor do I care because it's hot and I don't want it to be hot. I'd rather be cold. I don't get the people who are like, I love the hot. I'd rather be hot than cold. Shut up. Shut up. Dummies. You don't know what you're talking about. Much rather be colder than hot. I'd much rather have the AC popping at like 63 degrees. Strong 63. Cool. Low cool though. Because, you know, you don't need the high cool. Like, you don't, like, I don't know who you think you are, but you don't fucking need it. You know, so stop thinking that you do. Low cool, 63, my dude. It doesn't get better than that. It's freezing, because it's been running for like 3 days. And you got the fucking blanket on you. I mean, I honestly wish what they could do is bottle that feeling and put it in our drinking water so we could drink it and enjoy that. Because to me, it's the little things, baby. And when it's freezing like that, and you cuddle in your blanket, your comforter, life will never get better than that. I want you guys to understand that. I'm 35 years old. I'm not saying I have all the experiences in the world. I have some experience. Life does not get better than that. Does not get better of feeling the other side of the cold pillow. So when that happens to you, or when you cuddle up in a blanket when it's freezing because your AC is blasting, it doesn't get better. So take that second, enjoy it, recognize yourself being in that moment, and really take appreciation right then and there. Because those moments are fleeting. Even when you sauce. And by sauce, I mean orgasm. And you really like the person that made you orgasm. And like maybe you made them orgasm. There's no guarantee in this world. But like in that moment afterwards, that euphoric kind of moment, that feeling, make sure when you're living it and you're in it, you take a second. And when I second, I mean like maybe 30 seconds, a minute. And be like, fuck. This, and don't say right away that this will never be better, because it won't. Spoiler alert, it won't. But take the minute and really appreciate that moment, because in that moment is the meaning of life. I feel like, you know, it's or one of the meanings of life. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even saying this to be crazy, even though I am crazy and I'm weird and shit, and I say stupid stuff on most occasions. But it's true. There is truth in what I just said. There's eccentricities in what I just said, sure. But tell me where I'm lying, baby. Tell me where I'm lying. That time you hit let's say my golfing friends out there. Golf's a tough sport. You spend a lot of time doing it, and you're not very successful at it. But when you hit that really sick shot, and it lands 2 feet from the hole, or like it splits the fucking fairway, you get everything in it. It's the shot you've been envisioning your whole fucking life. Your whole time you've been golfing. And you finally hit that golf shot. In that second, cheer, obviously you're feeling good. But take a second and appreciate it. Like, take yourself out of your brain. Like, go a little out of body. And really appreciate that moment in time. Because chances are, you ain't getting another one. Hi there, I'm Dr. Bob Menendez, CEO and Chairman of Arkham Asylum and Hospital. If you have friends and family that go off half-cocked and unprovoked like our friend just did over there, you should maybe give us a call. Our number is 1-888-497-HELP. It's an absolutely free consultation, and if it makes sense for you and your family, we'll come in the dead of night while he's asleep. He won't even know the difference. He'll wake up in our facility clean, warm, and comfy. Best part about that is, you'll never have to deal with him again. If this makes sense for you and your family, please give us a call at 1-888-497-HELP today. You can also go to ArkhamAsylum.com for more. I'm Dr. Bob, and we're here to help. Hey friends, we're back. Thanks so much to Arkham Asylum and Hospital for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it. So I just want to round this fucking thing out because I know I've been like going all over the place. So the Salem witch trials popped off, right? Little timeline. Shit popped off about 3.5 years before that in Boston. The Goodwin family had a run-in with some witchcraft. The behavior of several children in the home of the Goodwin family in Boston results in an accusation, trial, and execution of their Irish washerwoman, Anne Glover, for witchcraft. That kind of set the tone, I think. In 1689, Cotton Mather publishes Memorable Provinces Relating to Witchcraft and Possessions, which includes his account of the Goodwins and Glover. So I think when that happened, shit started kind of cooking. November, Samuel Parris is named the new minister of Salem. Parris moves from Boston to Salem. People are not in love with this guy Parris at all. What ends up happening later on is his daughter gets accused of being a witch. So it starts off January 20th, 11-year-old Abigail Williams and 9-year-old Elizabeth Parris, daughter of Samuel Parris, begin behaving much as the Goodwin children acted 3 years earlier. Soon, Ann Putnam Jr. and several other Salem girls began acting similarly. By mid-February, a local doctor, historically known as Dr. Griggs, attends to the afflicted girls and first suggests that witchcraft may be the cause. So that's what pops shit going. You got a doctor saying like, "Yo, I don't really know what's going on." Like they're probably witches. Like they're most likely witches. If I had to bet money, witch. So about a week later, a neighbor of the Parris family instructs John Indian, the husband of Tituba, who was also clipped as being a witch. She was a slave, a West Indian slave, I believe, and she was obviously an easy target back then. Wow, so she was the first woman to be accused of practicing witchcraft. So yeah, she popped it off. Her origins are debated, but research suggests that she was South American native from Tibeto and Carib tribe and sailed from Barbados to New England. And she was basically a slave for these people. So she makes the witch cake. I mean, listen, bro. To me, when I first hear the word witch cake, first off, the fat boy in me thinks about cake, and I love cake. It's delicious. But I also think about a witch with a fat butt, and I love a little bit of witch cake. I mean, it's just what it is. But it's this actual witch cake, what they're talking about during the witch trials, is a little bit different than actual, plump ass of a witch. This is, it's made of rye meal and the girl's urine, and it's fed to a dog in order to discover who's bewitching the girls. So, definitely a tried and true practice that figures out who's witching who. So, this shit starts to increase exponentially. By February 29th, based on formal complaints from Joseph Hutchinson, Thomas Putnam, Edward Putnam, and Thomas Preston, magistrates John Hawthorne and Jonathan Corwin issue warrants to arrest Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba for afflicting Elizabeth Parris, Abigail Williams, Ann Putnam Jr., and Elizabeth Hubbard. So now we're cooking. From March 1st to March 7th, those magistrates, Hawthorne and Corwin, interrogate Good, Osborne, and Tituba over a course of several days. After that, Tituba confesses to inflicting and confirms Good and Osborne are her co-conspirators. So you know for sure this lady was fucking coerced into giving that confession. So this has got to have the town up in fucking arms. And on March 11th, Ann Putnam Jr. shows symptoms of the affliction by witchcraft. Mercy Lewis, Mary Walcott, and Mary Warren later allege the affliction as well. So people are starting to fucking come down with whatever they're coming down with, or it's probably just in their fucking heads, and they're acting accordingly. And they start arresting people. They literally start arresting people. They arrest Elizabeth Proctor's accused of witchcraft. Sarah Cloyce, after defending her sister Rebecca Nurse, is accused of witchcraft. So yeah, you gotta assume this is probably just a snowball that fucking gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Ann Putnam Jr., who is accused and arrested as a witch, accuses Giles Corey of witchcraft and alleges that a man who died at Corey's house also haunts her. So this is just fucking wild. And our guy, Giles, I don't know how you want to call it. I'm going to call him Giles. Corey, he's the guy who got fucking squished like a tomato. Okay? Because he didn't want to enter a plea. On April 19th, Abigail Hobbs, Bridget Bishop, Giles, our boy, and Mary Warren are examined. Deliverance, Hobbs confessed to practicing witchcraft. Mary Warren, under pressure and accused now of witchcraft herself, reverses her statement made in early April and rejoins the accusers. So, like, there's just coercing going on. Like, hey, you tag this person, you tag this person. There's probably interpersonal rivalries. There's so many nuances to this. April 30th, several girls accused former Salem minister George Burroughs of witchcraft. He ends up getting clipped. So Governor William, and this is May 27th. Now that more and more people are getting arrested. Governor William Phipps issues a commission for a court of Oyer and Terminer and appoints as judges Hawthorne, Nathaniel Salston, Saltonstall, Bartholomew Gedney, Peter Sargent, Samuel Sewell, Waite Winthrop, and Lieutenant Governor William Stoughton. Hawthorne, Corrin, and Gedney examine Martha Carrier, John Eaton, like more and more people that they accuse of being witches. And the examination is hilarious. They like touch them and see what's going on. Like they don't even know what the fuck they're looking for. Then in June, formal prosecutions start to pop off. And like Sarah Good from June 28th to the 29th is tried and felt guilty one day. You know what I mean? Like they're just fucking clipping people. And it all has to do with the mass hysteria, going back to it. So it got out of hand. 200 people arrested, 19 dead, 14 women, 5 men, and I believe another 5 ended up dying in jail. And of course, our guy Giles. So this is a few years later, on 1697, January 14th, the General Court declared a day of contrition for the hysteria and false accusations, for which there was fasting and praying for forgiveness. Yeah, I'm sure that really fucking helped. Fucking jamokes. So yeah, again with the witch cake, I mean that's the best name ever. I feel like that's gonna be the name of this fucking whole the whole show, because I mean I want to slice some fucking witch cake. Yeah, crazy how like things just fucking get out of hand so quickly. And so like I want to touch on the medical theories about the reported afflictions. I mean there's probably so much fucking, you probably can't even get a real fucking sense of what really was going down with these girls or these guys too. The cause of the symptoms of those who claimed affliction continues to be a subject of interest. Various medical and psychological explanations for the observed symptoms have been explored by researchers, including psychological hysteria in response to Indian attacks. Convulsive ergotism caused by eating rye bread made from grain infected by fungus, Calviceps purpurea, a natural substance from which LSD is derived, an epidemic of bird-borne encephalitis, and sleep paralysis to explain the nocturnal attacks alleged by some of the accusers. Some modern historians are less inclined to focus on biological explanations, preferring instead more to explore motivations such as jealousy, spite, and need for attention to explain the behavior. Yeah, I mean, what else they got going on, these people? Like, you're living in fucking Salem, Mass in fucking 1600s. Your fucking Puritan reverend's probably fucking raping you. Like, who knows what's going down here, bro? You know what I mean? Anyway. So, yeah, that's the Salem witch trials, babies. I hope you enjoy it. Watch out. Don't eat rye bread with the fucking fungus in it. You start freaking out, and we send you to be fucking exterminated. It's always hard, like, trying to figure out how to land the plane and stuff. I got more shows coming. We're gonna do the 300, the battle with the 300 Spartans. I'm assuming, I guess. I have a guest coming to do that. We'll see. He's a fucking flake. No, I love you. Sorry, bro. We may do cults at some point. What else? Oh, we're going to do History of Mercenaries, which I'm amped for. Jack's going to come back for that, thank God, because he's going to do most of the work. Definitely going to do some Nazi shit. I'm definitely going to get deep into, like, World War II and stuff like that, but I want to kind of chop it up and split it up. Also, there was a sweet fucking, this lady. Holy fuck, what a savage. So I'm amped for that. She deserves, like, her own fucking show, because he's a true blue, like, fucking serial killer. Female serial killer. Fucking awesome. Anyway, that's Dirtbag History. I love you so much. Be good to yourselves. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. I'm D. F you. Bye.